Hello everyone, myself Vinay Kumaram. I am pursuing PhD in physics. So in this particular YouTube channel, I will be teaching physics, chemistry and mathematics starting from 8th standard till 12th standard. So if you want to learn physics, chemistry and mathematics, then please do subscribe to my channel. So in my previous videos, I actually started the new chapter that was on lines and angles, which is the 6th chapter of 9th standard mathematics. So in the previous videos, we have learnt about different axioms, that is 1 and 2 axioms, and we also learnt one theorem, and we also learnt example 1 and example 2. So in this video we will be looking into the next example which is there in this chapter, that is example 3. So in this example 3 they have given one figure. So let me draw that figure. So you have four rays like this. So and all these four rays are given different name. So this center point is O, this is P, this is Q, this is R, and this is S. So now here, if you add all these four angles, what you can see here together, then the sum of all these angles should be equal to 360 degree. That you have to prove. So what we have to prove here, so I'll just write to prove. So what we have to prove is POQ plus QOR plus ROS plus SOP is equal to 360 degree. This we have to prove, and this is the example 3. Now the same diagram I'll write one more time. So we had something like this. So we had four rays like this. This is O, this is P, this is Q, this is R, this is S. Now what you can do is you can just extend this OQ ray on the other side like this in such a way that we get a straight line, and you can name this as T. So this ray you can name as T. So this OT should be drawn straight from QO, that is this OQ ray is there, no? So from the other end, starting from O till T, you can draw a straight line. So now here QT is a straight line. So now we are drawing OT ray in such a way that QT becomes straight line. Now since QT is straight line, you can use linear pair axioms which we had learnt. So we have learnt axiom 6.1. So this axiom 6.1 can be known as linear pair axiom. So what do you mean by linear pair axiom? If you have a straight line like this, then sum of the angles, so and if a ray is sitting on this straight line, then sum of this angle, that is this angle and this angle, will be equal to 180 degree. So now since QT is straight line, since QT is straight line, since this is a straight line, here these two angles, sum of these two angles, that is TOP or POT and POQ, sum of these two will be equal to 180 degree. So POT plus POQ will be equal to 180 degree. Now since QT is a straight line, here also you can see OS is lying on this particular QT. So this particular OS ray is also lying on this QT straight line. So since QT is a straight line, so here ray OS is sitting on QT. So this ray OS is sitting on QT. So therefore, according to linear pair axiom, this is also according to linear pair axiom. And here also according to linear pair axiom, here this angle, that is TOS, and this particular SOQ angle, if you add, it should be 180 degree. So that is SOT or TOS plus SOQ. So here you can see in this image, this is SOQ. So this angle is SOQ, this angle is SOT. So SOT plus SOQ will give you 180 degree. And here you can see that this particular OR ray is intersecting this particular SOQ angle. So this SOQ angle is intersected by this OR ray. So that means here SOR and ROQ will be equal to SOQ. So that means here we are getting SOT plus SOQ as 180 degree, and this SOQ will be equal to what it is? It is SOR plus QOR. So SOR plus QOR. So now you can take this particular equation, the initial equation what we have got here, this as equation 1, and this you can take as equation 2. So the same equation 2 I have written here one more time. So this you can take as equation 3. So now in this equation 3 you can substitute in equation 2. So then equation 2 will be equal to SOT plus, in the place of SOQ I can write SOR. So in the place of this SOQ I am writing SOR plus QOR. So SOR plus QOR is equal to 180 degrees. So here 180 degrees there. In the place of SOQ I am writing this SOR plus QOR. So this you can consider as one more equation, fourth equation. Now here you can take this first equation and fourth equation. So in first equation we had here you can see POT and POQ is equal to 180 degree. So that is POQ plus POT is equal to 180 degree. And in fourth equation we are getting SOT, SOR and QOR. So SOT plus SOR plus QOR is equal to 180 degree. Now you can add all these things. So now you can add equation 1 and equation 2. So if you add that, then POQ plus POT plus SOT plus SOR plus QOR. Here you can see this OT is an imaginary line which is intersecting this particular total angle POS. So this total angle what you can see here, this is POS, and this angle is intersected by this OT ray. So that means here this entire POS is equal to POT plus SOT. So that means here we'll call this as equation 5. So here you can refer the image one more time. So this is POS angle. So that POS is equal to POT plus SOT. Here in equation 5 you can see POT is also there, SOT is also there. So in the place of POT and SOT you can substitute POS, because POT plus SOT is POS. So this you can take as equation 6. So substitute equation 6 in equation 5. So in equation 5 POQ is there, so we'll write POQ, and here you can see POT and SOT are there. So POT plus SOT is equal to POS, so that POS I can write, and what is remaining, SOR and QOR is remaining. So SOR plus QOR. So here in the equation 5 what is there in the RHS? In the RHS we have 360 degree. That is because here we are adding this POQ plus POT, that is equation 1 and 4 we are adding together. So RHS also we have to add together. So 180 plus 180 is 360 degree. So that 360 degree you can write here in the RHS. So POQ plus POS plus SOR plus QOR is equal to 360 degree. So the same thing they have asked to prove, and we have proved in this particular example 3. Now we will look into exercise questions which are there in this particular chapter. So we'll move on to exercise 6.1. So in exercise 6.1, coming into the first question, here in the first question again they have given a particular figure, and here they have given one straight line which is named as A, B, and there is one more straight line in this particular diagram which is CD. So C is on this end, D is on this end. Now in the center point you have O, and one ray is sitting on this AB and CD like this, such that its endpoint is meeting O, and the other end is named as E. So now you have AB and CD as two straight lines, and OE ray is sitting on this AB and CD at the point O. Now based on this data, and they have given few more data here. Here AOC plus BOE is equal to 70 degree. So here they have given this AOC and they have given this BOE. So these two angles they have given. They have not independently said what are the values for these two angles. They have just given the sum of these two angles. So AOC and BOE. So when you add these two angles, it is equal to 70 degree. This is one data which they have given, and they have given the value of BOD. So the value of BOD is equal to 40 degree. So that is, this particular angle is 40 degree. Based on this data, you have to find out what is BOE, and you have to find out reflex COE. So reflex COE means this particular angle. So that means here you can see. So I'll take one part of this diagram here. So here O is there, here C is there, here E is there. So they are asking to calculate COE angle, but not this side. They are asking reflex of COE. That means you have to find out this particular angle. You have to find out the reflex angle in this particular image. So the other side of COE, that is the reflex of COE, you have to calculate. So first you have to calculate what is the value of BOE. So this we don't know. Here what we have is AOC plus BOE is equal to 70 degree. Here you can see this particular AB is also straight line and CD is also straight line. Then AOC and BOD acts as vertically opposite angles. So here AB and CD are straight lines. So here AB and CD are straight lines. Hence here these angles AOC and BOD acts as vertically opposite angles, and they should be equal to each other. So AOC is equal to BOD. So here in the place of AOC, this if you call as equation 1 and if you call this as equation 2, you can substitute equation 2 in equation 1. So in the place of AOC, you can substitute BOD. So now what will this equation 1 become? So in the place of AOC, I'll write BOD plus BOE is equal to 70 degree. And we know what is the value of BOD, that is 40 degree plus BOE is equal to 70 degree. So that means here we are getting 40 degree plus BOE is equal to 70 degree. So BOE is equal to 70 degree minus 40 degree, which is equal to 30 degree. Now in this particular image, BOE is equal to 30 degree. So that means this is equal to 30 degree. So total it is 70 degree. So since BOD is 40 degree, this AOC will also become 40 degree. So this AOC is also 40 degree, BOE is 30 degree. Now here you can clearly see AB is a straight line and OD is sitting on this AB. So this particular OD is sitting on this AB straight line. So that means here if you consider AOD and BOD, that will be equal to 180 degree. Here since AB is straight line, here according to linear pair axiom, here AOD plus BOD should be equal to 180 degree. So AOD plus BOD is equal to 180 degree. So we know the value of BOD. So AOD plus BOD is 40 degree is equal to 180 degree. So AOD will be equal to 180 degree minus 40 degree. 180 minus 40 is 140 degree. So now we have got this AOD as 140 degree. Now in order to calculate COE, you can add this AOC angle, you can add this AOD angle, and you can add this BOD angle, and you can add this BOE angle. So that will give you the total COE. E. So now we will add that. So COE is equal to AOC plus AOD plus BOD plus BOE. What is AOC? So here we have seen AOC is equal to BOD. So that means BOD is 40 degree. So AOC will also be 40 degree plus AOD is, we have calculated that is 140 degree. BOD is 40 degree. BOE, that also we have calculated, that is equal to 30 degree. 40 plus 40 is 80. 80 plus 30 is 110 degree. 110 plus 140 is equal to 250 degree. So the angle COE is equal to 250 degree. Now we will look into the second question in the same exercise. In second question, you have one figure, and in that they have given the value of POI, and they have given A is to B is equal to 2 is to 3. Now first let's draw this figure, then we can understand. Here XY and MN are straight line. So you have to remember they have given two straight lines. One is XY and the other straight line is MN. So MN straight line is like this. So this is MN straight line. So XY and MN straight lines are given, and here OP ray is given on this particular XY and MN at point O in such a way that this POY is equal to 90 degree. So this angle is 90 degree which they have given, and here they have named this angle as A and this angle as B. Based on this, you have to calculate what is A and what is B. And here they have named this particular XON as C. So now here we have A, B, C angle, and they have given ratio, that is A is to B is equal to 2 is to 3, and they have given POY angle, that is equal to 90 degree. So now this POY is 90 degree and XY is straight line. So A plus B should be equal to 90 degree, because since XY is a straight line, according to linear pair axiom, here XOP plus POY should be equal to 180 degree. So that means here XOP is equal to 180 degree minus POY. So POY is 90 degree. So 180 degree minus 90 degree will give you 90 degree. So that means here we are getting XOP as 90 degree. And here you can see this particular OM line is intersecting this particular XOP angle. So that means here A plus B, that is POM plus MOX. Simply they have called this as A and B angle. So A plus B is equal to XOP. So that means here XOP, you can write this as A plus B, which is equal to 90 degree. This you can take as equation 1. So A is to B is 2 is to 3. So that means A by B will be equal to 2 by 3. So this you can write as A is equal to 2 by 3 B. So this you can consider as equation 2. So now in the place of A, you have 2 by 3 B. So now A is equal to 2 by 3. So substitute, I'll write in the new slide. So now we will substitute equation 2 in equation 1. So what is equation 2? Equation 2, in equation 2 we have A is equal to 2 by 3 B, or it is 2B by 3. Here you can see that. So now A is equal to 2 by 3 B. So what is equation 1? In equation 1 we have A plus B is equal to 90 degree. So now we are substituting equation 2 in equation 1. So in the place of A you can write 2 by 3 B plus B is equal to 90 degree. So in the place of A I am writing this 2 by 3 B. So 2 by 3 B plus B, here in both of them you can take B as common. So 2 by 3 plus 1 will be remaining, which is equal to 90 degree. So here we have B into 2 by 3 plus 1 is equal to 90 degree. Now you can take LCM. This is 1 means it is 1 by 1. So by default in the denominator 1 will be there. So when you take LCM of 1 and 3, it is 3 only. So straight away you can do the addition of these two fractions. So 2 plus 3 by 3 is equal to 90 degree. So B into 5 by 3 is equal to 90 degree. So when you bring 5 by 3 to RHS, it will become 3 by 5. So into 3 by 5. So B is equal to 90 degree into 3 by 5. So here 5 ones are 5. 5 ones are 5. 4 will be remaining 40. So 5 8s are 40. So 18 into 3 will be 18 3s are. So 18 2s are 36. 18 3s are 54. So 54 degree. So B is equal to 54 degree, and we know that A plus B is equal to 90 degree. So now if B is equal to 54 degree, then A plus 54 degree is equal to 90 degree. So A is equal to 90 degree minus 54 degree. So that is equal to 36 degree. So now we got A value as 36 degree, B value as 54 degree. Now you have to find out C value. And here you can clearly see that B angle and NOY angle, that is in this particular image, MN is also straight line and XY is also straight line. So these two angles acts as vertically opposite angles, that is XOM, that is angle B, and this NOY. So this angle acts, these two angles acts as vertically opposite angles. So here NOY should be equal to B. So here XY and MN are straight lines. So here XY and MN are straight lines. So therefore NOY is equal to B. These are vertically opposite angles. So these are vertically opposite angles. So all these things you can write, you should write, so that you will get understanding of each and every step. Now what is the value of B? Value of B is 54 degrees. So NOY is equal to 54 degree. And in this particular diagram, you can see that XY is straight line. So that means here ON is sitting on this XY line. So here you can see ON is sitting on this particular XY line. So that means here XON, that is this particular angle, which is also known as C, and this particular angle, if you take sum of these two angles, it should be equal to 180 degree. So that means since XY is a straight line, since XY is a straight line, here NOY is plus. So here NOY plus XON, so will be equal to 180 degree. So what is the value of NOY? NOY is nothing but B. So that is 54 degree plus XON, which is equal to 180 degree. So what is XON? XON is C. So 54 degree plus C is equal to 180 degree. So C is equal to 180 degree minus 54 degree. So therefore C is equal to 126 degree. So now we have found out the value of C. So this is all there in this particular video. I have solved example 3 and I have also solved 2 questions of exercise 6.1. So the remaining 4 questions in exercise 6.1 I'll be teaching in my next video. Until then, if you want to learn more physics, chemistry and mathematics starting from 8th standard till 12th standard, then you have to subscribe to my channel. Please do subscribe to my channel and stay tuned with my channel. Thank you.